and welcome to Add More Zest. And my name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it's time for tip and trick number 30. Now, we did talk, I think it was last week, maybe it was the week before, I did a tip and trick in relation to working on a canvas sideways, where you can turn your storage case to match the way your symbols are turned if you turn your painting the wrong way round, not the wrong way round, an alternative way round while you're working on it. But regardless of whether you turn a painting round or not, there can be symbols that are similar to another one, or in turn, in this case, I've actually got two symbols that are the same. So I think it was a mistake made. One is a pale yellow, one is a pale pink, but they are the same symbol. I also then have some that are similar. I'd probably say those two are similar in relation to if I'm working on the painting, because while the arrows are the opposite way, they both have green around them. And this is a round diamond painting, whereas this one has blue around it. So green and blue, I'm completely happy with those being different. Do I have any other arrows in here? So I've got 3 there. And sometimes this is a nice step to take just before you start. So here's my other arrow. But that one, while it's still a black arrow similar to that, this one has orange around it. So to me, that's different. I would look for orange as much as I'd look for the arrow. So I'm happy with those two being different, but I do think those two are very similar, especially if I'm turning my canvas around. Those two are the same, slightly different colours, but very pale colours. So therefore, to me, there's not a striking difference between those two. And then the other thing for me to be aware of is these two. So these two are both triangles. The triangles are both in blue. And then we have a brown and a burgundy. Now, while they are different colours, they could be very, very close, especially if your lighting is not perfect, if you have funny lighting. So you need to go by what suits you. So for example, these two are also corners, but one is yellow and one is blue. So to me, they are different because the colours are different and not close, couldn't be confused with each other the same way. And I mean, especially some of these corner ones can be tricky if you turn the painting. But what I want to be aware of when I'm working on this painting, so this is my large Minions painting, which is this one. I'm about up to here on it. I just started doing the Minion. So I'm about up to there. I've got quite a way to go. And I do work on that one bit by bit. I don't work on it all at the same time. I flip between paintings. I like to have a large one on the go and I like to work on small ones in between. But one thing you can do to help yourself is to highlight in some way the symbols that are very similar. Now, some people do like to store them together, and I have done that when I've got a lot of colours. I will put all the arrows together so my brain is seeing them all, which means I will re-look at my canvas to make sure I've got the right one. These are currently in DMC order. So what I'm going to do for this, and you can do this whether you store them together or not, is I am going to highlight ones on the label that are similar to another one. So that one was similar to that one. And I'm using a pink highlighter because that's what I had near me. Then I felt that these two arrows were similar because they're both green. They go in different directions, but they're both green. So I'm going to highlight those two. And then the other two was this one and this one, because they were both blue sort of corner triangles, but they were both wrapped in dark colours. So now I have highlighted. Now you could highlight these in different colours. So if you had multiple highlighters, which I didn't have to hand, but if you do have multiple highlighters, you could highlight those two similar in pink, those two in green, those two in orange, for example, so that you find the matching one that's similar in the same highlight colour. So if you like your highlighters and have multiple, which I don't, I have one in here. I probably could have found some off the kids, but I've thought about it as I'm saying it, as I'm highlighting it. Sometimes these things just come to me. So yeah, I now have highlighted all the symbols that are similar, which means when I go to do this painting and I go to pick up one that I think is a yellow slash, I'll pick it up and it'll be like, oh, that's a similar. Okay, is it definitely yellow or is it pink? And I can give myself that reassurance that I've double checked that symbol before I place it down. And yeah, it's just another way of making yourself aware that there is something that is similar in your painting. So just to double check. You can do that to as big or as small an extent as you want. So you could decide that all of these ones with the corner symbol, you're actually going to mark them all so that you know there's 4 of them. And in that case, you probably are better with different highlight colours. You could decide to highlight all the arrows, no matter what colours they are. You decide you want to highlight them all, and you could group them all together as well and tie the 2 things together. And it's your way of cross-checking. Just that one very small little step when kitting up could save you making a mistake that you regret later on, and just gives you that little bit of extra peace of mind that each diamond is going where it's supposed to. Because as much as we all, probably every single one of us watching loves diamond painting, there's something about redoing something you've already done. It just saps the enjoyment out of it. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.